word of advice to a young artist that's trying to find their way, I guess you'd say, after all these years for yourself? You've been around a while in music and you've seen plenty of things come through. It probably comes back to the basics, I guess, but what can you kind of enlighten them with?
Advice I was given, really, and I think the thing is to back yourself. Find your voice and back yourself. And I think if you often were very influenced by whoever it is, I've mentioned different artists, and you mentioned you too, without wishing to be. I obviously there's an influence there. That particular track and different tracks, different things. We all have it. It's that you find hopefully your own way within that. So I think listen to the music you really like and study it. And by study it, I mean pull it apart and see what's in there. Do they have an intro? Do they have an outro? We know more than we realize we know often. And then go back to what it is that you're doing is what I would say. So, and I think one of the things we miss often in the digital world that we would have had, any of my generation maybe, and maybe yours too, I don't know, but when you buy a CD or a record, you'd be looking at who the songwriter was and who produced it or whatever. And very often following that lineage is an interesting one, because you'll find if you like a song, you might find some of their other songs, and then you study the lyrics and you study what the arrangement and the instrumentation is. You don't need to be a musician virtuoso to do that. You just know your own instinct, what sounds good and what doesn't. And talk to yourself and make a little list. We always say this when we're doing workshops, and write a list of what you don't want to write about. What are your parameters? What don't you want to do? And then don't do that. Okay. Think of Midnight Oil. They didn't do love songs, not until well in their career. It was all about social and political commentary. So what is it your band or your artist want to do, you as an artist don't want to do? So that'd be my kind of things. Find your voice, back yourself, and think about what you don't want to do. That's a good place to start.
Yeah, great words of advice.